Okay,
Here you go.
so hello, Rod. This is great to have you here on my Fluent podcast. How are you doing?
First and foremost, thank you for the invitation. I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. And today we wanna learn more about you, Rod. You are Rod, the Brazilian English teacher, and you have a YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
So first off, it would be great if you could introduce yourself to our listeners so that they know you better.
All right. My pleasure. My name is Rodrigo, but to make it easier for English learners, I was baptized by Brent from American English with this guy YouTube channel as Rod. So I brought Rod to the name of the channel. So that's why it's Rod, the Brazilian English teacher, the name of my main YouTube channel, because I have a YouTube channel now just for Brazilians, if you know what I mean, you know? So I have two
Yeah.
channels now. I have double the work. And I teach English for non-native speakers and exchange students as well for 25 years now.
Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah. My
And
master's degree is in teaching English as a foreign language. Uh, and I am so proud of that, you know, so to have this title. And that's what I love to do, teaching English.
so, and you are also a dad, right?
Yeah, I am a father of
And
two boys, a teenager and a 4-year-old. I am married to my wife, Talita, who's also an English teacher with me for 16 years now.
so it is a really busy day for you. I mean, you're having several YouTube channels, you
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
podcast, right? And yeah, there is a lot going on, I assume.
I have an
Yeah.
insane schedule by because I teach from 9 to 9, you know, and it's insane, my schedule. And I have to be a dad, I have to be a husband, I have to be a teacher, I have to be a son for my parents as well. It's insane, but I love it, you know.
So you have been learning and teaching English for more than 25 years.
I
Is that
teach,
right?
yeah, I teach
I
English
mean,
for 25 years and I study English whenever possible for 34 years.
yeah, and I saw there is an interview
Mhm.
in your YouTube channel
Yes.
um, with Maria Luisa Faro,
Yeah.
and this interview was really heartwarming. It was really amazing to watch, and I was really inspired and moved. Moved is the better word, I guess,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you know her. I mean, she was your teacher when you were about 8 years old, I
She's my
guess.
forever English teacher. And that interview for me is one of the most special ones. Of course, every interview is special for me because every guest, just by sitting with me and talking to me, is already special. But Isa, we worked for 10 years together, so it was amazing. You know, everything I know about the English, my the beginning of my career, it was everything. She was the one who taught me everything, you know, so that's amazing.
Y- Yeah, and you mentioned something like that Maria could, how do you say that? She made you passionate about English,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Something
Actually,
like that.
it's a little bit different. Madonna made me crazy about English. And then I went to school to learn English. And then I had this amazing teacher. We call her Isa, Maria Luisa. And then I never stopped learning English, you know? So, but I went to school to learn English because of Madonna, believe it or not.
Yeah. And then after many years, I
Mhm.
don't remember how many years, but one day she called you so that you would work for her, right? As a
Yeah,
teacher.
yeah. I was 17 when I graduated, and I think like after some 6 or 8 months, she called me and invited me to teach with her.
And how did you feel then
I said,
when she
I
called
can't
you?
teach. I can't teach. You're crazy. She said, no, you can teach. That's why I am inviting you. And then I'm giving you my blessing and my approval. And I said, okay, but I need you to watch one of my classes to see if everything is okay. And she looked at me with a funny face and she said, no, 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 no. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kick your behind inside of a classroom among a lot of students. And that's what I'm going to teach you, because you're going to teach them the best way you can. I know that you can do it. And I'm going to tell you just one thing. Never forget to be respectful with anyone and be the kindest with anyone. This is the lesson that I teach you before you start teaching English. And this is something that I take for my life up until today. Kindness and respect for everybody.
This is amazing, Rod. And I feel like she was not only your teacher and employee, not employer.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say, but
mhm.
she was also kind of like your mentor, right?
Yeah,
Because
she still
uh,
is. She still is. If you allow me to say, I am surrounded by amazing people. I have amazing parents. I had an amazing director at uh, everywhere I went. She was my guide, she was my principal, and she was my friend, you know, and she taught me everything that I've learned. Uh, my beginning with English was Maria Luisa who taught me, you know, and then of course I went for my studies, my master's degree and everything, but she was the one who gave me all the beginning that I needed to have to be where I am today.
yeah, and it was really moving, and it was really great, and also I think in the end she said something like that it was you that has made all the work. It was not her, right?
Yeah,
But nevertheless, I mean, sometimes in our life there are people who pushes us, right, in the right direction. Maybe we are a bit scared or so, or we don't see that we have the fire in us, and for this case it is really great to have these like angels or something like that, right? and
exactly.
and they help us.
Yeah, we always have someone who makes us go the extra mile, you know? And I am really grateful and devoted to the English language, because if it wasn't for English, I wouldn't be talking to you today, because you
Yeah.
can speak Brazilian Portuguese, as far as I know, and I can speak your language. So if it wasn't English, we wouldn't be talking today, you know? So
Exactly.
I am so thankful for the English language for that, you know? So
Me too, me too. And there was a saying that Maria used. She said, "Where there is a will, there is a way," and this puts it very beautifully. I
and,
think
and you
this
can
is a great saying.
imagine for me, Daniel, I'm not playing the victim card here, because I was born disabled. I don't hide it from anyone. And you can imagine for me being a disabled person teaching a language that is not your language, and people come to you and look, but you're going to teach me this way? You know, I already told this story to Zdenek during his podcast that he invited me so kindly as well. But people ask me, how can you teach me walking this way? Like my disability would change something that I could teach less, or because I have a disability. There's nothing to do one thing with the other. One thing is totally separate from the other, if you know what I mean. You know, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, there are many other interviews which are really great. I
Mhm.
mean, I haven't watched all of them now, but I saw, for example, Bob the Canadian, and he was or is like a star for you, right?
Yeah,
Kind of. And also there is Drew Batcher, and
Badger.
then now
Badger was the
I yeah
first person on YouTube that I watched for English learning. Yes, a long time
yeah.
ago.
I watched several videos, but I think that was many years ago when I watched them. But I
Mhm.
know that he was one of the first one who made kind of some English video resources
Well,
and the like.
I agree with you. I agree
Yeah.
totally. Yeah,
And also there was Katty from the chat box and many
amazing. My
more.
neighbor.
Amazing.
She's my neighbor.
And
She lives sideways to Brazil.
yeah, from Argent. She comes from Argentina, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh.
And it's really great to watch these interviews, and I absolutely recommend to everyone
Thank you
to
so.
watch them. I will put the link in the show notes, and hopefully you will do many other interviews in the future.
Of course. Whenever you want me here, just invite me to join some other people. If you want to do with the podcast, just let me know that I'm here and we can do it. All right. It was
Okay,
a
great.
pleasure.
So I have one or two questions still.
Of course,
Maybe
no worries. No
I
worries.
was I was wondering, what do you think? How important is it to take up the challenge or to participate in challenges in order to become a better English speaker?
Well, I love to answer this question because English for me is like food for the soul. When I am sad, I study English. When I'm happy, I study English. When I am working, I study and speak English. And most importantly, I learn from my students. This is the most important thing for me. I learn from them, you know. I teach them, I guide them, but I learn from them. So English for me is like food for the soul.
Very nicely said. I like that. Yeah. So you have been teaching for many, many years,
Yeah.
and you have come into contact with thousands of students, I assume, right?
Mhm.
So from your experience, could you make out like a successful student and maybe a less successful student? What
Mhm.
I want to say is, um, do you think there is a better way to learn English, or maybe some students have another mindset, or could you make out um, a different approach maybe that makes you a better English learner? I don't know if you understand me.
Got you completely. No, I got it. I think like that, Daniel. That's a very good question. Thank you for asking that. I think for learning a language, you have to get the subject that you love the most. Like, let's suppose if you love music, if you love reading books, if you love a TV series, like, let's suppose that you love Friends, the TV series, or if you like anything on your own language, learn absolutely everything about it in English. Because then you are learning English not in a boring way, as the students say. Because I have students who say, "Oh, I loathe grammar. I hate grammar. I don't like studying grammar." But grammar, some parts of grammar are necessary. So pick up a subject that you love in your own language and study it in English. Like when I was studying English, I used to talk to myself a lot, out loud. Oh, I am getting up, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm having breakfast. This is the way I practice, because at my age, because I am a boomer, I am an old person, there was an internet like Google. In 2 seconds, I would have the answers that I need. I listened to a song and I loved the song. I would stick my ears to the speakers to try to understand what the singer was saying. I couldn't pull up the lyrics on Google and boom, that's there. No, it was a very hard work to learn English back then. And now that we have internet, that I'm talking to you right now, that I didn't need to leave my house to talk to you. People have to appreciate and use these tools, because with internet you can learn anything. So English is practice. My best friend Gino from Manchester in the UK, he says the best thing about learning English, it is consistency. That's the word. You have to have consistency, goodwill, and what Maria Luisa said, where there is a will, there is a way. Because if you don't want to do something, you won't find time to do it. But if you want to do something, you'll find a way and squeeze it in between your schedule and do it. That's what I think. I'm sorry if I spoke too much for this.
No, it's perfect. I mean, listeners, follow Rod's advice. I highly recommend it to do it, because this is where the magic will happen if you follow this advice. I guarantee you. I guarantee.
And if you don't mind, I have a question for you on your podcast. I'm sorry.
Sure. Go
But
on.
how did you pick up such a great English? Your English is amazing. Congratulations.
I am flattered. Thank you very much. Well, my main resource is podcast. I
Okay.
listened to many podcasts. So there is the resource.
Congratulations.
And thank you very much. So the next question is, where do you see yourself in about 10 years? And I am speaking in terms of your English journey, right?
Of course.
It could be your YouTube channel. It could be your teacher career, whatever comes to mind.
Well, I need to, I'm going to say something again. English for me is like food for the soul. That's my main goal. So I was encouraged by many people to be on YouTube. And on YouTube I made a lot of friends, but I am very resourceful. And of course I'm gonna be working with English, but mostly I want to spread the word of English and kindness to the world through English. Because what we need right now, it doesn't matter if we are living under a severe pandemic or whatever, we need kindness. We need to be kind. We need to say, "Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you." And a friend of mine told me we have to use more the word you. Like when you say, because we say I all the time, I'm tired, I need to go somewhere, I need to do this, I need to travel. And we need to try to change it, like, Daniel, how are you today? What did you do? What are you going to do? What are your plans? When we make the other person to feel that we are interested, really interested, not faking it and what they have to say, it feels like they're bare their souls, you know, they are much open to you. So I say, Daniel, how are you? No, Daniel, so I am so bored today, or I'm so tired today. That's what I mean about kindness. And I want to spread the word of English as far as I can, you know, and I want to be a role model to my children in the sense of working, because my 4-year-old, if you allow me to say that, he tells everybody, Dad is working. And I think work and doing what you do, like dealing with English as I do, as I told you, for me is a present. And seeing my children saying, my father is working, it's priceless, you know, because that's the heritage that I'm gonna leave behind when I'm not on earth anymore.
Thank you so much, Rod. This was amazing, really great. I loved it. I loved it. And I want to thank you that you accepted my invitation. And I really hope that you will make content for the next 10 years and more.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yes. Thank you
for having me. Thank you for having me. Thank you, folks. Thank you, everybody, for listening to my stories. And it was a huge pleasure to be here with you, Daniel. Whenever you need me, I'm here. All right?
Thank you so much, Rodrigo.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Can I cut?
Yes, yes.
Okay.